Hey guys, it's Desh, and today we're reacting to the Cyberpunk 2077 newest Night City Wire Episode 5. They said this was going to be a big one, and since it's the day that Cyberpunk was supposed to come out, I'm pretty excited, so let's get to it.
Where'd you even come from? How are we even talking? Gotta get out of here, understand? And I'll kill anyone who gets in my way.
You weren't dreaming, V. Those were memories. You two are connected in a way I can't make head or tail of.
Who? Me and who, Vic?
Silverhand. Johnny Silverhand. Real talk of the town back in my day.
He died, like, forever ago.
You mean to say there's an actual terrorist in my head, right now?
He burned down half the city just to prove he was right. And burned the other half just for fun.
What do you want from me? Destroy Arasaka. I don't even know what that means. Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
He already tried to take over your body. You know, just for a little while.
Hear me, asshole? A bullet to the fucking brain. Get out! Just get the fuck out! Tell me how to get rid of it.
You don't have much time left.
I don't know
You're
about
a
you
dick,
guys.
you know? And you're a cunt. Maybe we'll fit together after all.
That totally gives me vibes like I'm watching like an indie movie or something. I mean, the very beginning with the memories where the girl's like holding his hand and oh my gosh, I got chills. That totally, it feels like, I don't know, it kind of gave me like Lost in Translation vibes. Memories thing, like that has me super intrigued. I feel like we really got like some more insight to Johnny's backstory with this trailer and like what he went through, what made him the legend that he is. And man, this has me so much more hyped than I already was about his story.
Cyberpunk 2077, Johnny Silverhand. I've had the opportunity to do voiceover a few times. I'd worked on a cartoon. I had done some documentaries. I'd never done this much. You know you don't gotta speak out loud to talk to me. And I've processed some shit. Changed my mind. Don't want you dead anymore. You know, and got to play a character in so many kind of different ways because of different paths or threads or choices. So you almost get to play one moment, say you have a decision. Would you take a bullet for me? With 3 different behavioral attitudes. So that was fun. You know, Johnny's either a dick, or he's happy, or he's trying to convince. Know why? Because you've always been a fucking pussy, Carrie. So it's been fun, and that was kind of what I was interested in. You know, the different options that the game could play. You know, playing the same person, but with different versions of them. Motion capture, baby. Johnny Silverhand. So one of the first elements that I was involved in with the game was motion capture. I've done a fair bit of motion capture. I did it with in the Matrix films, so to start doing the motion capture for Johnny, it was all very familiar to me. The only difference, I think, technologically was how close they were going to real-time review. But creatively, it was very familiar in the sense of starting a library of gesture and the toolbox, let's say, for the animators to work with for the character. So you get to see Johnny as the rock star, you know, you hear about his military past, you know, and he's fighting for his survival. So he's kind of got all of these things leading into the moment of this guy. It's really a kind of an interpretation, because I think there's a Johnny Silverhand in all of us. He's got a lot of energy. He's got a good sense of humor, if not a little dark at times. He's very passionate. He cares. You know, he's kind of naive, but he's also super experienced in life. He's got certainly an appetite for life. Oh, man! No, you're wrong.
He wants to change the world, you know?
But he has a cause that he wants to fight against the corpocracy.
Come on. Don't tell me you're not interested.
He's kind of looking for a different kind of freedom.
Corps have long controlled our lives, taken lots. And now they're after our souls.
At least I believed in something bigger. At least I had a cause. What CD Projekt Red has shared with me in the way that they talk about the game and what I've seen is that it's got a lot of freedom. There's so many different paths that you can play the game on. But it's not just quests of paths. It's like, who are you? How do you want to play the character?
If I gotta kill, I'll kill. If I need your body, I'll fucking take it.
You can go into action, you can go into mystery, you can problem solve in different ways. And where you go in this world, there's so much detail, there's so many different things that you can go off into that are really interesting and fun. There's a real drama to the game and emotional stakes to it. And then there's lighter sides to it. And of course, the music, production design, technologically, how cutting edge it is. I don't think there'll be a game that looks like this. Yeah, it's intense.
Chills,
I take
guys.
the driver. You get his side.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so when he was talking about how you have almost like choices, like when you're playing, you know, and there's different ways you can play the character, I feel like that really showcases just what an amazing actor he is, because you know, you could tell when he was wearing like the full-on suit and everything, like he was being so incredibly animated. Like he wasn't just saying the lines, he was like delivering them like he was like in a theater production or something. I mean, he was seriously selling every single line, just so convincing. Like, I don't know about you guys, I was on the edge of my seat watching that. Like, I'm just so captivated by him. He's such an incredible actor, but he brings so much more than just his ability as an actor. He's like bringing like so much more depth to this character and really bringing him to life. And you could really get a sense for that. I mean, the way he talked about how this could be super epic, but also super emotional. There's drama, you know, there's all these aspects to the game that really set it apart. And you could tell he even knows this is so much more than a game. I mean, there's so much back there that the devs put into the backstories of these characters and the direction that they're taking this game into being like so much more of like a role-playing experience for the audience, for the gamers. And Keanu, it just feels like even more he was just like the perfect choice for this role. He's so incredibly into it, and that's something I feel like is very authentic. You know, you can't fake that kind of passion about something. He's truly putting his all into this character, and I feel like that really shows, and it's just making me so much more hyped for this game than I already am. I keep saying that every time I watch one of these, but I really enjoy these Night City Wire episodes. Like, I've always loved like a behind-the-scenes look, an in-depth look on some of my favorite things. I remember watching this kind of thing for Lord of the Rings. It was like that whole pack with like 3 different laser discs, I think, with like a ton of footage, interviewing the cast and Andy Serkis, you know, playing Smeagol and Gollum and all that, and I just love that stuff. I loved watching it on God of War. If you guys haven't seen that documentary, it's so good. I think it's called Raising Kratos. Things like that I just love. So I totally enjoy this kind of stuff so much. And gosh, I just love Keanu. Like, he's just so fun to watch. He's such a performer, and I think he's doing an incredible job with this part. And I'm super excited to see it in action when we start playing this game on December 10th.
Score is the main vessel of emotions in both movies and video games, and Cyberpunk 2077 is no different.
It actually took us a long time to find the right color of the music.
Getting that sound together is almost as important as the actual look of the game itself, because the music is really helping you feel this emotional connection to the game.
So one of the main ideas was to take the cyberpunk genre out of the 80s and give it a 90s flair. We took elements from rave, IDM, industrial, and make them fit our narrative purposes.
We've decided that close to 100% of our music would be purely electronic.
That's why we tried to stick to analog synths as much as possible, so it's got a warmth to it.
I'm super proud of the team we've managed to gather for this project.
For me, it was basically my own personal aesthetic matching the aesthetic of the game. When I read the brief, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I can be myself. I can make music, and it come from an honest place.
I love the fact that the music in this game is so varied. So we have some tracks that are super dirty, super heavy, and then we have some tracks that are very beautiful and ambient. I'm using all kinds of different effects. So it's been great to be able to experiment with the sound and the style.
Yeah, sounds awesome. I love that.
It's my first time actually doing any drum tracking for a video game. It's been really exciting. It's been a lot of fun.
It's all about making you feel like a perfect killing machine, because that's what you are basically.
Well, I can do that all day long, so you'll just have to tell me what you like and what you don't like.
Cool, okay. It's not going to sound like one thing, depending on what part of the city you're in.
We basically scored every quest pretty much with custom assets created specifically for that quest.
We ended up having over 7.5 hours of music in Cyberpunk.
Working on Cyberpunk has just been insane. I can seriously say that I've never worked with such a bunch of mad people in my life, and mad brilliant.
Mad brilliant, I love that.
The gear that we use comes out of boutique shops, or they are vintage synthesizers like this Polyvox.
I really hope all this effort put into creating this score pays off with satisfying and enjoyable listening and gaming experience.
Hello, Night City. What's shaking, Night City? Good morning, Night City! Your man, Stan here. Ooh, I love this town. Love it like you might love a mother who popped you out on the steps of an orphanage once and now stops you to ask if you got a smoke for her. And now, a shout out to all the lowlifes over at the Atlantis. Ladies and gents, here's that all-time classic in Night City.
I swallow all my drugs so the penis unplugged when the laws are...
Soundtrack is one of the key elements we use to build believable world. We've invited artists from around the world, incredible talents, incredible musicians, to write and produce songs just for us for this project.
The soundtrack for Cyberpunk is insane. So the soundtrack being all the songs that they've got going on, whether it's on the radio or on the background, all these just amazing bands.
We've got over 150 custom genre-bending tracks, all waiting for you to discover them by yourselves.
You know, the reason I want to be a part of Cyberpunk is, well, basically I know The Witcher is super sick, and then I actually got to play a preview of the game, which was fucking incredible.
I've always wanted to do something connected to a video game, so I was pretty excited when this came in, and it was like an instant yes.
I was kind of imagining what it would be like being a character in that game. The person that's a musician in this world and this time has grew up in that space.
This isn't just some fun shit, there's also an intellectual and spiritual history to this world that's been constructed for you, you know?
We want to provide you with the soundtrack to fucking shit up. Like, how can you not want to be a part of that?
So I love when they interview the artists that have something to do with something like this. I saw Grimes, I got super excited. All these artists look, again, like they're just super passionate about this project. I really love that they gave them the creative freedom to kind of bring their own elements to it. Like, I love that. I think that's very inspiring. To the artists, they feel like they got to put their personal touch on it while still staying within the realm of everything they wanted with Cyberpunk, but they get to bring their own personal, like, essence to it. And I really think it's cool that they touched on how they had, over 7 hours of music, and that they gave each quest maybe its own unique sound, so I like that. And they touched on how whatever part of the city you're in, you're gonna hear a different type of music. I feel like that's crucial because it gives each part of the city its own identity, which I think is super immersive. Like, that gives you that immersive experience where you know that no two areas are the same. Just like in real life, you wouldn't have the same probably group of people playing the same kind of music in one area that you would in another, and I feel like that really makes it grounded in reality. So I'm super hyped for the music on this, especially as a streamer, because with the recent DMCA stuff going on, they said that this was all going to be okay to be able to stream, and so I'm super hyped about that. And as usual, the devs didn't cut corners when it came to the soundtrack and the music in this game. They put 100% into it as usual, and you could tell that it is just, they wanted it to perfectly fit the mood and vibe of the overall aesthetic for Cyberpunk. And I can't wait to hear all 7.5 hours of this music for this game.
So hi, my name is Sarah Watling. I am the CEO of Jolly Research in Toronto, Ontario. In this video, we're going to show you a little bit about Jolly the software, and Jolly in action within the world of Cyberpunk 2077.
I like the jacket.
Tu vas répondre à mes questions honnêtement, sans détour.
Rayfield's mine.
Скажи заплатить 2 раза, заплатишь 2 раза.
Jolly is a suite of tools and a suite of services that result in what we think is the coolest and best and highest quality facial performance on characters.
Oh. Is that supposed to sound familiar?
It's automatically generated on a face based on audio dialogue, audio speech from a voice actor.
Slow, deep breaths. Your cortisol and adrenaline spiked, but the soft activated your hormone blockers. Nothing happened. You're alive and well.
What Jolly tries to do is it tries to get to the root of what is being expressed in the vocal performance and put that on a 3D character.
That's Rogue. Best fixer in all of Night City.
There is just an incredible amount of performance in this game.
Sure.
A procedural solution allows you to animate over and over and over again at tremendous scale. Jolly is what powers every single character in the game of Cyberpunk 2077 in all of the languages that the game has been localized for.
Ahora escúchame bien. Este mierdas de Anthony Gilchrist. ¿Es tu contacto? Hat Infos zum Konvoi durchsickern lassen?
All you're doing is changing an attribute. For example, speech style. If you wanted your character to shout instead of mumble, instead of issuing a set of commands that redo the animation, instead you click an attribute going from, in this case, mumble to shout.
But you walk. You breathe, but you walk. You breathe, but you walk. You breathe.
If the lip sync is right, you don't notice. If the faces match and match the performance, you don't notice because you're too busy paying attention to how awesome the game is, how much you care about these characters, what you're gonna do. And that's what we want. That to me is, that's the sizzle.
Don't you know you owe the sheriff a word when you pay his town a visit? To tell him what's brought you here. Maybe even over a cup of coffee.
Cheers to that. How cool is it that they have this software that, like he said, you just switch an attribute, you change an attribute, and it changes it from mumble to shout. Like, that's incredible. The technology with this game. There's just so many innovative features here at play. I feel like they're doing that no other game has done. I don't think there's ever been another game on this level. And it's just incredible to me how many people are involved. I mean, the scope of this game I feel like is unmeasurable. And there's so many different people, there's so many different things at play. And to have all these moving parts come together into just one project that everybody is passionate about, everybody has worked on for years, and is finally gonna be out freaking soon for us. It is just so cool to get an in-depth look at all these different elements, all these different aspects of the game, and to see just how involved every little detail is. I mean, lining up the lips so they seem as realistic as possible, having the different sounds match the actual voice actors, and like they touched on, this is so much, heavily weighted on performance, which I think really gives credit to the actors involved, the stunt people involved, the voice actors, the writers, for the backstories and all the different dialogue options. They put so much more into this, and it's got so many levels. It's truly incredible.
Engine's been hit!
Get us out of here!
I'm losing control!
At CD Projekt Red, we dedicate ourselves to telling immersive stories. Yet with every new project, we set out to make our games bigger, more complex, deeply engaging.
Come on, V. Let's get you home.
Cyberpunk 2077 marries exploration of a vast open world with kinetic combat, story-changing player choices, and robust character development, all to bring you into our vision of the dark future.
You ever feel like the city doesn't give you a choice? You either burn alive in it, or you never existed at all.
The year is 2077. An economic crisis culminating in nuclear conflict has left America in pieces. With most of the continent degenerating into lawless war zones, people from all over have converged on the already overcrowded Night City, one of the world's last great megalopolises. A hub amassing the best in resources and know-how, and home to manufacturers of cutting-edge technologies, Night City continues to offer the promise of a civilized future.
What? No, this isn't happening.
Oh, but it is.
But in the city's streets, a merciless struggle for power rages. Gangs, corporate agents, hustlers, religious cultists, politicians, and all manner of criminals strive to outplay one another. Ordinary people get caught in the crossfire.
Looking for justice. In Night City. I seek revenge. Much more feasible here.
In this world, consumed by never-ending conflict, sometimes only an outsider will get the job done.
Elizabeth tells me you have answers for us. I'm all ears.
And that's you, an urban mercenary, a cyber-enhanced gun for hire.
We seem to understand each other. Take this, too.
As a mercenary, you swear no allegiance. You've chosen the outlaw life and trust that your abilities will carry you up Night City's ruthless, underground social ladder.
Heart of Night City. That's it right there.
To thrive as a merc, you need the right combination of gear, skills, and reputation.
Dex had a load to say about you. I hope he wasn't overselling.
With the money you earn, you can turn yourself into a living weapon, buying guns and enhancements in the hundreds. As you roam the city's streets, you gain the experience you need to upgrade abilities and acquire perks. Combine the right skills and gear to create a gunslinger with inhuman reflexes. A stealthy netrunner with command of all surrounding tech. Or practically anyone in between. In Cyberpunk 2077, you steal a prototype biochip that can set you up for life.
Being filthy rich.
When its sealed container is ruptured, the only way to prevent the biochip from failing is to slot it into your head. It turns out it contains the digitized soul of Johnny Silverhand, a dead rocker boy with violence on his mind.
You mean to say there's an actual terrorist in my head, right now?
He's out for revenge. Aims to bring down the megacorp that made the chip.
Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
What is in your head can shift the balance of power in Night City. The high and mighty will do anything to lay their hands on it.
Told you I'd end you someday.
The choices you make will shape your story and determine how events unfold.
V, you gotta take him down. That's why we're here.
But not everything in Night City is a matter of life and death. Sometimes it's about style, choosing your look, your ride, your pastime, who's at your side. Choosing how you spend your dirty money. Welcome to the next generation of open-world adventure. Immerse yourself in Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm loving this music. It's super, it's so fitting. It's so perfect. Again, perfectly lined up with like what we're watching visually. The music just always fits so perfectly. As they were saying, this is going to be such an immersive experience. Like, this takes open world and RP to like a whole new level. And I'm wondering, is there going to be mods for this game? I feel like the devs really thought of everything. But I'm not sure, like, if some people are gonna come up with like something else to add to change it up even further. But I want to know, what are you guys most excited about? Are you excited to dive in and start questing? Are you excited to see more on Johnny Silverhand? Are you guys super hyped for the cars, for the fashion? Me personally, I cannot wait to start the character creation, all those customization options. Are you guys excited to explore the different parts of Night City? Take a look at the different people that live in the various areas? Do you guys want to just go around and explore, literally get lost in this world and just kind of see who you run into, what kind of trouble you can get into, and what lies maybe underneath the city as well? Let me know in the comments below what you guys are most excited about. Thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed this React video. If you did, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. Check out my live streams on Twitch, and for more news on Cyberpunk 2077 and other RPG news, be sure to check out justlooted.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye guys!